There we are. And we're going to be live. No, we're going to keep this one in the middle. Oh, yeah, that one. Hold on. It's on a lag. See how that did it.
Oh, what's wrong?
Oh, God.
Let's try that. Set the distance a quarter. Or that in orders.
Alright, so this is what the picture is gonna look like. It's weird because this window's a little bit wider. Like, you know what I mean? But that's the camera. And record there.
Turn down my volumes.
Okay. Here's the audio. And can I
Nope.
still have trouble finding it? It is.
Having trouble finding
That
what?
video that we found.
Shit.
Alright,
Well.
go live there. Set that here. Okay. You know what? We weren't really saying much here. I'm going to delete that and our audio begins now. What's going on, everybody? I am Rob Cologne. This here is Balls McGillicuddy. That's Chuck Davis.
My balls.
And this is a Truly Random Podcast.
Hi and welcome. Welcome and hi.
Last week was a little bit of a different situation. You know what? We're actually only going through one mic right now, so this I can just right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
it wasn't picking it up. So what we'll do? You know what? Actually, that's the front.
Is it?
Yeah. Next week we can actually use this mic in the front. Like actually position it in the front. Okay. So we can do that. That's fine. We're not close enough to activate pop. Okay, it says we are live right now. Thank God. How's everyone's week been?
We're all out of jail, so there's that.
For now. Go ahead. Turn that fan off. I don't know if that's the buzz or not, but we'll find out. You hear that echo?
I don't know what else it could possibly be.
It could be
the weird
things
living in my mind.
Because the plate.
Right.
Yeah. The plate.
The steel plate.
You know what? When I was younger, I was expecting to meet a lot more people with plates in their head. Because like in cartoons and movies, there was always people that she has a metal plate in her head. It was in like sitcoms and it was on Nickelodeon. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's an echo. I don't know, but you know what? Here's what we're gonna do.
See how we get
beat up here?
Because
you know what? Because
if OSW or whatever OBS would just keep the normal setup. Because if OBS would just keep its normal setup every week, we wouldn't have these issues. But every week it seems like we have to worry about what changes and does this work and does that work. All right, so I think I got it.
Who do we have to kill?
Echo changes and does this work and does that work.
Oh,
there it is.
Who do we have to kill?
All right, little clear. Thank you.
You know, I gotta hand it to you, Rob. You're kind of a closet genius.
You know, not even closet. Technically, the last time I had an IQ test, it was 138, and it's 2 points below what they consider genius. But I was more enthralled with partying and getting fucked up in my younger years. Like when a counselor in high school actually told me that, I was like fart in their face, like I don't care, and then run off, and you know what I mean, like. And then I get older and I'm like, man,
That's the important.
I know like 68 different theme songs from 80 sitcoms, but I don't know anything that's actually important. Like, you know what I mean? Like, useless knowledge.
So like in the movie, was it Demolition Man,
Oh, yeah.
where there was only jingles?
Yeah.
You would know every tune on the radio.
Oh, yeah, I'd be set for life.
See, that's all that really matters. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Damn it. This episode is brought to you. No, actually, we're not sponsored, but I do want to say this. I was telling Chuck right before we got on the air, if anybody is into investing or looking for something to invest to, it's okay. It's okay.
Damn it.
You want to tell people when it's this early.
I don't, because I don't have money in it yet.
You will. It's fine. Look, I bought in early enough that it's, you know what I mean. So who remembers last year when Dogecoin hit? Dogecoin was this meme coin. I'm sorry about the flickering, guys. We'll have that taken care of soon. It's momentarily.
Please remember that we are complete total amateurs.
Yeah, and you know the bunker situation doesn't help.
Get the lead-lined walls.
So Dogecoin last year, everyone was like, "Well, it's a cryptocurrency and it's based on a meme." Yeah, fuck that. And then Elon Musk tweets, "To the moon with Dogecoin," and I had bought into Dogecoin at 5 cents.
Yeah.
When he tweeted that, it was at like 20 cents, and then it jumped to 70 cents. So if you bought in Doge early,
Yeah.
you actually, there's a lot of millionaires, and I'm not saying 5 cents because you'd have to spend a lot of money, but there are people who bought in when there was like 4 zeros before a number, so it was like 0.00005, you know, whatever, a 50th of a penny. So 1 penny would get you 50 shares. So if you spent $100 and you got yourself whatever, a million shares at 70 cents a piece, that's $700,000 this little meme coin would have made you.
Yep.
Shiba Inu is another meme coin. Same meme, you know, the Shiba Inu dog, the little, you know. And Elon Musk actually appeared on their podcast.
Damn it.
This little YouTube channel, 40,000 subscribers, the richest man in the world jumps on. I believe in your coin, and my investment's going up well. So if you guys are looking to buy, Shiba Inu is the name of the coin. If you're like, well, how do I do it? Google that shit, man. I ain't your fucking broker. You know what I mean?
But you did tell me. You're gonna cut me in, right?
I showed him how many stocks I have right now. If it hit the price that Doge
this
did.
thing in the back of my head here, Rob, back here. Just look at. You can see the rooster tail. See it?
Cowlick? Is that what it's called? Cowlick?
Yeah.
You want that surgically removed? Because it's gonna cost some money, you know?
I need my grandmother. She would.
Oh yeah.
My grandmother knew how to take care of them.
Grandma spit heals all. But yeah, if with my shares, if I hit 70 cents like Doge did, I would have like almost $8 million. So yeah, I would definitely be helping you out.
See that? And then
I
could finally quit work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'd never work again. $8 million today might not be the same in 20 years.
Well, that's all right.
But it's enough to buy, like, I know you can buy a lot of acres, but say you buy 5 acres.
Yes. Live off the fat of land.
And you have your own shit growing.
Tend to rabbits.
Yep. Get some rabbits, get some chickens, you know, a couple cow maybe. I don't know. I don't know shit about cows. But, you know, $8 million, you can set yourself up for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You put $5 million in the bank and you live off the interest every year, whatever it is, like 50, 60 grand. I don't know.
And if you got a farm, you can really do it because
Oh, yeah.
you got all your sustenance right there.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention the harvester you could buy. Damn. And the John Deere tractor.
Nah, I don't know about that. But
God didn't make everything green and yellow.
Right.
Just the best.
What in your opinion is a number right now if somebody gave you that you could live the rest of your life without having to work again?
Oh, my number is pathetic.
No. I mean, realistically, in your mind right now, like, say, okay, I'm this old. I expect to live to this old.
Yeah.
Might not, but whatever. How much would you need to live happily without working to make it from there to there? Realistically.
This is going to be really sad.
I'm listening.
About 150,000.
You think so?
Yeah.
Even with inflation?
Because of the way that I would invest it.
Okay.
Because what would get paid off and what bills would no longer exist and what I could then do with that chunk of money as far as land goes, because land is where money is.
Yeah, real estate and land, property, owning, you know what I mean? You'll always do well.
I'd be a farmer the rest of my life.
But
So-
what about, like, buying supplies for the farm, or, like, a tractor breaks down, or... Let's say 250. Let's say 250. Give yourself that little pillow of 100,000, you know.
250, I could definitely do it.
Okay. See, I'm thinking of myself, if someone approached me right now where I could live comfortably without having to work. But the thing is, I would still find work. Like,
I'm just trying to keep my number low, so that if there's anybody out there with that kind of money,
and they're like, oh, that's all you need? Yeah.
that's all Chuck needs. Shit.
Yeah. But you know what? 1.5 million.
Yeah.
That is like, that's the kind of money. It's like you buy a house, 250 grand.
Yeah.
I don't know, build it, whatever. Property, X amount.
I wouldn't spend that
Couple
much. I
vehicles.
wouldn't spend that much on my house.
No.
Seriously, what do you need a big ass house for?
No, dude, that's
number
not
one.
that's not a big house. It depends where you buy.
All right, yeah, I know. Well, true, yeah, but listen, I would have a small cabin, maybe 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, because 2 bathrooms is always a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Guest bathroom, private bathroom.
Huge deck all the way around it, right? It's got to have a big deck, and then, you know, like a pole barn, and a barn for animals.
Okay, so you're looking at 3
on about
buildings.
10 acres.
You're looking at about 3 buildings right there. Your house, a barn, and another pole barn.
But they're not going to be gargantuan. We're not
No.
talking Purdue here.
No. But still, 200 or 150,000.
Yeah.
Even if you had to build the cabin and build the 2 barns, you're at 150 probably right there. Especially with material being what it is right now.
Well, I've seen plans for cabins online for like 45,000.
Plans, just the plans, 45 grand. I know. No, they can
They
build
send you like
it.
a kit.
So the material,
So you buy the kit for like 45 grand.
okay, but you have to put it together.
Yeah.
Now, what if you hired someone to put it together?
Well, then you would have to pay the contractor, so then it goes up. Yeah.
All right, so let's say they charged you like another 30,000 to put it together.
Yeah, you're still
Right.
You're still about 70.
Well, if you find some Amish people, maybe it won't be as much, because Amish, man, they fucking build shit. Dude,
Put
my
up 2 of those steel barns too.
yeah,
The
yeah.
steel buildings that the Amish people put up.
Yep,
That's
yep.
all you need.
My brother has one he just built recently with his own lumber from his work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, if I paid someone to do this right now, it would have been like 60 grand. And he paid, I think he said, a quarter of that.
Yeah.
So realistically, yeah, if you had the material and you had the right people doing it, you wouldn't pay that much.
Well, I would enlist my nephew and all his friends.
I was gonna say 500K. 500K, I think is
Definitely.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you guys are a little bit older than me. You know what I mean? I'm afraid.
Well, you got to remember, I get a pension every month too, from the military.
right.
So it's not like I won't have rolling income coming in every year.
And that's the one thing
every month.
That's the one thing I was gonna say is I could not work. I wouldn't be at a restaurant or I wouldn't do a desk job, but like shooting commercials or photography, like even if I was shooting 1 commercial a week, I'd be making $500-800 doing that.
Well, see, that's the key to it anyway, because you can't just stop working.
Yeah,
You can't. You would freaking die. You'd fade away. So
that's what happened to my dad.
you just set yourself up in a position to where the only thing you have to do for a living is what you absolutely
enjoy.
totally love to do. And if
No
you have a
time
bad day at
restraints,
it,
no nothing. Yep.
and if you have a bad day at it, it's not like you lose everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So you pay for the little house, you pay for the patch of land, you know, a couple buildings. 250, I bet you could do it.
Animals.
250.
You're gonna have to get animals.
Yeah, you can go to the auction and pick up some animals. You know.
What would be like the starter kit for like a chuck farm?
For a chuck farm.
Yeah, like if you yourself were gonna have animals, and then you'd have to tend to them every day. But you, remember, you're not working or you're not doing. You know what I mean? So it's like
It's your hobby farm.
right. So
All right, so a bunch of chickens, free range.
egg laying chickens.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like there's like meat chickens like for food,
Right.
and then there's like egg chickens.
The meat chickens, you got to kill them when they're like 7, 8 months old.
yeah.
Because they grow so exponentially that they'll break their own legs.
Oh yeah.
So
I've seen it.
You got to kill them before that happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe like 10, 15 chickens. Doesn't need a lot. Then a couple of sheep, only because I think it would be fun to learn about shearing sheep.
Oh,
and then
okay.
like having it spun into wool and shit like that.
Right.
Or maybe instead of sheep, alpacas, because you do the same thing with them.
Ooh.
A couple of female.
Probably will go with sheep over alpaca, only because people eat sheep.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they eat alpaca. You know what I mean? But see, here's the thing: when you have an animal on a farm, and you're not raising it for meat,
Right.
is there like, I don't want to say an expiration point, but like everyone's like, oh, you don't want to eat an old goat, you don't want to eat an old bull,
Yeah.
you know, like you want to eat it while it's younger or like
Yeah.
2 or 3 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you're buying these animals, you're not with the intention that you're gonna eat it when it dies. Like, oh well, it's died, might as well eat it.
No, you're buying it for the sole purpose of that. So if you're into the goat meat, so then you have a couple female goats, one male goat,
Right.
and just breed them.
Right.
And depending on what you get, if you want to keep a younger female or two
Well, you get
throughout the process,
goat's milk
you
too.
could add to the herd. You could take out, the older before it's old.
Right. Don't name it.
Keep
It's
the younger.
food.
Yeah.
I name my food when a pizza comes out of the oven. I'm like, this one's Jonathan. Just fucking. There you go.
But I imagine like a couple of Black Angus cows.
Now wait a minute.
And you don't even have to have a steer. You can order sperm.
Or you can use your.
But then you got to learn how to artificially inseminate them.
Yeah. You got to put on the big arm glove and fit in there with the needle. Now wait, you said Black Angus, so that's raising for beef.
Yeah.
All right. So would you have dairy cows as well?
See, in an ideal situation, I say yeah, so that you have everything covered.
Yeah, milk, eggs, meat,
Butter, cheese, if you're
Yeah.
ambitious and want to learn about it.
Yep.
All that shit. You can make all that shit.
See, because I never understood the concept of like people owning like, oh, I have a farm and I have like 40 ducks. It's like, unless you're all about like duck eggs,
Yeah.
which I don't know if people are or not.
Yeah.
Like, why would you waste the resource and time? You know what I mean?
On ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So yeah, cows for beef, cows for dairy,
Yeah.
chicken. I think those would be like, if I had to farm, like those would be like my main things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess around with sheep or goats only because like it's just more for me to
I like
fuck up at.
Yeah, I like the sheep idea only because of the spinning the wool, but the alpaca.
Alpaca fur is
fur.
really like in demand. Yeah,
Yeah,
people love that shit.
Yeah, especially the grungy people.
Yeah,
The
God.
earthy people, the people that are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like maybe that just to have like a trade good.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
That's fair. Or even if you were just making stuff for around the home, like all your blankets are alpaca fur.
If you learn
lined
how
or
to
whatever.
spin everything and
Yeah,
and take up knitting, make sweaters, sell them, have like a little gift shop / freaking farm stand
yeah.
at the end of the road. You know what I'm saying?
See,
And you could put like homespun sweaters in there.
oh yeah,
and
purses and I'm there's tons of stuff.
all kinds of shit. Sell
My main thing
vegetables and
is,
fruits and
Like
jams and
I like the fact of being self-sufficient, but I also see that as that's work. Having a farm that you're living off of, not just that like having a farm to have one, like that takes work. Waking up, doing this, doing that, milking, and you know what I mean.
yeah, but but I mean, who are you working for?
Well, you're working to survive.
Yeah, and you're working for yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like like you have to do it, or else guess what? You're not eating, or you're not drinking, or whatever.
And I mean, and if the world blows up all around you, guess who's still got freaking fresh
Some
milk,
some kind of income,
butter,
of,
and other got trade goods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I find it hard. You know what I mean? Not impossible, but I would find it hard. Like if I had that kind of money, where it's like I could, like, can I invest it? That I would, not talking about the apocalypse, but like, can I invest this that I can live off it the rest of my life and still buy groceries every week and still pay all my bills and this and that?
Yeah.
And if I could, that's the route I would go.
Yeah.
But if it was like, well, I have this much money and I, can't do that. Yeah. Living out in the middle of nowhere and being self-sustained, 100%. We didn't even get into like vegetables. You know what I mean? Like actually growing fruits and vegetables.
Well, yeah, because that's going to be a gimme. You're going to do that every year.
Yeah, as much as you can. Maybe
And
you're
you're
gonna
going to sell some of
greenhouse,
it. You're going to sell some of it. You're going to can some of it.
Yeah.
But your most expensive thing would be the equipment.
The
tractor,
getting started right from the
tractor, the harvester, all that. Because if you wanted to be self-sufficient, we'd have to grow your own food for your animals. So then you have to harvest that. And then you have to store it. Then, your fields or your gardens for whatever you're growing. if you want to try to grow a commercial crop,
Hey, Mom.
if you want to try to grow a commercial crop,
Yeah,
you know
like
what
if
I mean?
you're doing soy or corn or something
Like that, then you have to, be able to harvest that stuff and then get it to market or know where to take it to market, stuff like that.
You know, it's funny because in Delaware, I knew a bunch of farmers that had land, but they didn't grow the same thing every year.
No, they flip it.
And it's not
I know that
necessarily
much.
up to them.
I know that much.
Yeah, they do corn one year, they do soy one
Yeah.
year, but it's not up to them what they do. A company approaches them and says, "Hey, you have 15 acres.
Yeah.
Can we offer this for you to plant it and grow it, maintain it, and then cycle it and then give it to us?"
Yeah.
You know, so the company pays you to do that.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it for yourself, you know what I mean? You're still making money doing it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people in Delaware that have land and that's all they do. That's all they live off
See, now
of.
the guys out in Missouri, they would call that lazy farming.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because the guys in Missouri, dude, the only other thing they listen to more in country music,
Is
the ones I'm in,
the corn exchanger.
was the ag reports.
Yeah.
So they would totally go off the ag reports, and they're like, they
Basically,
would
they're
they would
cutting
make a
out the
guesstimation
middleman.
and be like, I think soy is gonna be the moneymaker this year,
Right.
and so they would plant soy.
But they're cutting out the middleman of the company. Instead of having the company approach them and say, "Can you grow this?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck, I'm growing this, and then I'll sell it. Because
Yeah.
now I can make the price of what I want to sell it for."
Right.
You know, and yes, there is more money in that, absolutely. But the lazy farming is also the guaranteed farming. It's
True,
like,
yeah.
listen, you know you're making this much.
Oh yeah, you
good
know
or bad.
exactly how much money you're gonna get.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yep. The only reason I brought that up, that did come from the investing, but the whole farm thing is because last week we were talking about protein replacement
Yeah.
and plant-based meat replacement.
Right.
We talked about it a little bit the week before too, but
Yeah.
there was something I forgot to bring up.
What's that? Oh, by the way, if you're watching right now, please like the link, share the link.
Oh yeah, always share it, guys. As soon as you see it, share it right to your post. Somebody might see it on your page and want to jump in. They see that you're live.
But your mom says hemp farms. Wink. Now, you know who had one of the largest hemp farms in America?
One of the presidents.
George Washington.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah,
Because
Loved
back in
hemp.
the old days,
Loved hemp.
the tall ships, all the rope was made out of hemp.
Yep.
So.
And you know what though? Like, there's a difference between pot hemp and hemp.
Yeah.
Because people do grow it to not get the buds.
Mm-hmm.
And when you grow it to not get the buds, you actually get more of the leaf, or more of the hemp itself.
Well, I think if you're growing pot to grow pot, I think you're focusing mainly on female plants.
Yes.
And you have to, because the pot plant is one of those plants where it's definitely male-female.
Yes, and cross-pollination happens all the time, and you can ruin...
I think when you're doing hemp, you don't really
doesn't-
care about that.
Yep,
It doesn't
matter.
freaking matter. You're just looking for...
But you're also, when you're growing
Maximum acreage.
when you're growing a pot plant,
Yeah.
there's the way that you trim it so it grows a certain way, so it grows robust, like a bush.
Yeah.
Whereas when you do hemp, you want it to kind of grow like a stalk.
Yeah.
Because you're getting more of that...
Fibers.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, it just, if you wanted to even grow some hemp and sell, hemp's very big. And But the protein source I forgot to
We
mention...
use that for a lot of shit, too.
Oh, today?
And
Dude, hemp's huge.
the hemp, the extracts are everywhere.
Oh, CBD
lip
is...
balms.
Yeah.
No, not even in the CBD oils.
Oh, yeah,
and all
just
that
like
stuff.
the hemp
Just
direct-
like lip balms and like lotions and shit like that.
Hemp oil.
People love it.
Yep.
They love it.
So, I mean, if you even want to just grow hemp, you would have tons of people buying your raw product.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you have any male pot plants out there that you don't want and you want to get rid of, just bring them by my house.
And if you have any female, we'll take those in. No. But a protein I did not mention that I don't know how I forgot it. Bugs.
Well, come on now. This ain't Asia or India.
Listen.
I don't want it.
I know. So if you
I know.
guys listened a few weeks ago or last week, we were talking about, you know what I mean?
This is not liquor.
Yeah, exactly. When you bite into a burger, you want beef. You don't want, soy, whatever.
Right.
And they're coming really close to manufacturing. Well, I watched the video.
Yeah.
And this guy, he prepares 17 different types of bugs. Now, granted, I'm not eating beetle. Like, he had
I
like
saw that video. I couldn't even watch it.
See? Okay, no,
couldn't
listen.
even watch it.
He had this beetle with the horn. I'm like, why? Or like even like deep frying the tarantula with the tempura batter, burning off the ergulating hairs, eradicating, whatever. And I'm like, no. But The thing that he brought up that I believe, well, he brought up black ants, which, whatever.
Yeah.
Crickets. Everybody in the world eats crickets. Even in America.
Yeah.
We actually have candy that has crickets in it.
Yeah.
But now they're roasting them and they're grinding them up into a powder. And the amount of protein that is in a tablespoon of cricket is the same as a pound of beef. So, I'm not saying it's a meat replacement.
Listen,
but a protein.
There's better ways to get your protein depending on how gay you want to be. That's all I'm saying. Naked and afraid, don't feed the woman ever. Feed the guy. He's a lifeline.
Especially if there's pineapple, you know what I mean? Like just tons of pineapple. But you don't think
I'm not eating bugs, man.
Farming crickets,
I know I've eaten
the amount of space it takes, compared to cows, what they eat is like next to nothing.
So you want me to start a cricket farm?
Pet stores buy crickets to feed to other animals too. So you wouldn't just have to sell it to. See, you're upset like, oh wait, lizards eat it, so it's good enough for me. No, I'm not saying that, but dude, I'm just.
I no way. There's no way in hell. You're not feeding me crickets. I know I've eaten bugs in the army.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been in the
by accident.
A fucking grub worm, like a fucking thick one like that. I'm sure I watch. Those little.
I'm not in the army anymore.
No, absolutely.
We dared a guy to eat one of those woolly caterpillars one time.
My brother did it one time, and it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, dude, like it curled up. He's like, oh, you can eat those. I'm like, yeah, you're just trying to fuck with me, like get me to eat it. He's like, no, dude, popped it right in his mouth, ate it. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, dude. You make good money. You don't have to do this. He's like, no, dude, it's fine.
There's a burger store right down the road.
Yeah. My brother is an Eagle Scout.
Do I like CDs?
CDs nuts. I think. Wait, Bob. Sorry I'm late to the party. No, it's cool, Bob. Jump in whenever you want.
Bob, you're never late, Bob.
Yeah, wait.
Bob.
Nuts are the best protein. Nuts are a good protein.
Yes.
But not all of them. Some of them don't have as much protein for the size.
Yeah.
Like peanuts and almonds are good.
Yeah.
Cashews good. But what are those like big ones? They're like I don't want to say what the Italians used to call them.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Beth knows what we're talking about too. We've had this discussion.
Okay.
They're not a Cameroon, right?
No.
Or macaroon? No.
No.
What the hell is the name of that?
If anyone knows, in the holiday peanut pack.
By the way, Bob Chase, for nothing better to do, likes to go out and catch rattlesnakes.
Ooh.
Probably one of the best trackers I know.
Brazil nuts. There you
Thank
go.
You, Beth.
Hey, now I know how they got their Italian name.
Listen, if you ever lose somebody, or you want a rattlesnake pet, look up Bob Chase.
Oh, you know what?
Hook you up.
Hey, Mom, if you talk to Bob Chase, or if Angie, my sister, watches this, they both make things out of dead things. You know, so like they use bones. So, Bob, if you have any rattlesnake,
if he has any rattlesnake
skulls,
I'm sure he can get you whatever.
The head with the mouth and the fang. If you have anything like that, hit up Kim Hinkle or my sister or whatever. I'll try getting you guys together. But that's cool. You don't see a lot of people who are able to do that with rattlesnakes or any snakes in general. Really, people don't like to.
I'm not a fan.
No,
I'll sit back and watch, but I'm not a fan. But I'm secretly, when I sit back and watch, I'm secretly waiting to see you get bit.
Yeah,
because I'm an asshole like
Wait.
that. What?
Wait, bear claws. Are you talking about the donut or actual bear claws? Because if you have actual bear claws, Bob, I need them. Caught 40?
40 this year.
Oh, wait.
Well, he's always out in the woods.
My mom wants a penis bone. A raccoon.
Yeah.
They have an actual bone for their penis.
Seriously? Instead of cartilage?
Yeah. So, Bob, I need a couple of those bear claws for Christmas time. Obviously, I want to ruin it because my mom's watching it, so she knows I'm asking. But whatever. My sister might not be watching right now, so I need like 3. I'll get up with you. Thank you.
And Bob, I'm actually looking for deer hides because I know somebody who makes moccasins and all that shit. So if you can get me a shit ton of deer hides, I have the person to give it to. Beth has the connection, and she will get us some moccasins.
Ooh.
Real life shit, man. That's the real shit. That's on the real.
I wonder how hard it is to make moccasins, because you look at them.
I don't know, but we're going to have to learn if the world's going to blow up. If we're going to have a farm, we got to learn. And I'm going to keep like a separate like mini house on the farm just for Bob Chase. so he's got a place.
Bob's gonna be our the guy on The Walking Dead with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Our Norman Reedus character.
Yeah, Bob, I'll put it down by the river. Anytime supplies get low, you know.
So yeah, okay, so we can get deer hides. Obviously, deer season's coming up. But yes, I need 3 bear claws. I need a raccoon penis if you got it. And
doesn't everybody need a little raccoon penis?
you know what? There's more animals than one that have a penis bone.
That's
Raccoon is
weird.
one. Yeah.
So what do they do? They walk around with an erection all day?
Well, I don't know if it's
Where's
like,
the bone gonna go if it's not? Bam.
Mom, Bob, hi, want to be my friend? Yeah, you guys take care of this. I don't know if it's like the Red Rocket situation.
Red Rocket.
Yeah, like if it comes, I don't know why we're talking about this, guys. I apologize, but yeah,
it is
some
a random
animals
podcast.
have penis bones. You know,
That's just craziness.
last year we talked about we actually got oddly minks due to. Oh yeah, okay, yep, minks, yep.
Huh. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm learning all kinds of shit tonight.
Yeah, see, we teach you guys and you guys teach us. This is how random it gets.
Bob says no, most just have blood-filled vessels, but I guess there's just the oddities that...
Yeah, there's like maybe 3 or 5 in the animal kingdom that have...
How does that even happen?
Yeah, well, there's whales, I think, that they said have penis bones,
No.
too. Yeah, like fucking massive...
Dude, their penises are like the size of freaking tractor trailers.
Hold on.
Beth says her mom has mink penis bone earrings. Ew.
I don't know if I'd want it that close to my face. What is
Like
a
my
baculum?
earrings?
Okay, it's called
Look at them.
Yeah, no. It's called the baculum.
The baculum.
The baculum, OS penis, is a bone found within the penis of certain mammals, primates, rodents, bats, carnivores. So I guess you'd have to search. Oh, walrus. That's what it was. Walrus. The walrus has a fucking penis bone the size of my arm, and I would love. Chuck got a boner. I would love to like go to like a battle of the death. And like someone picks up like a Morning Star or whatever, and I just go get the walrus penis bone, like this fucking bludgeoning club.
See now, shit. Beth, add that to my Christmas list. Because killing somebody with a walrus bone.
Dude, you can hang it up
Sounds
like
awesome.
on the mantle out there. You know what I mean? Like just like a 1800s rifle, just a big old fucking dick bone.
I'm down. Please, if you're watching this, share the link so more people can join us.
Yeah, maybe more people are in possession of these penis bones that we can then figure out what to do.
Because we need these penis bones.
Oh, dude,
that would have them.
That would look great behind us. Like have a shelf or something.
You don't want my long sword back there?
Well, we're gonna be replacing it with another longsword. You know? So last year, I mentioned the story about the problem in Cartagena, Colombia. Now, when you guys hear I talk about Cartagena, Colombia, you guys are probably thinking, "Oh, Colombia, it's a cocaine problem, or it's a cartel problem," or no. The problem I'm talking about is the young teenage boys are fucking animals, donkeys to be precise.
We talked about this a long time ago.
A year ago, last
They're
year.
Practicing on animals, but they have to give it up after they get married.
Right. I think it was like episode 4 or 5. If you guys go back...
Sometimes little Juan doesn't want to give up the donkey love, though.
And this is the problem. Listen, if you guys go back to like...
donkey love,
go to Anchor and check out our old... our first series, our first season. There's a bunch of episodes and they're filled with great, hilarious stuff. So definitely go check that out. But one of our episodes, we talk about it. And right now... there is a pharmaceutical company that for the first time ever is working on a vaccine for STDs caused by animals.
Caused by having sex with animals.
Safe for humans.
Well, that gets rid of chlamydia, because isn't chlamydia from sheep?
Sheep, but also koala bears are having a trouble time right now with chlamydia.
What dirty bastards are taking advantage of poor, sweet little koala? They can't even move fast. Poor little bastards.
But I don't know if it's from people fucking or koala fucking. But either way, they're getting the shit. And they're trying to vaccinate all of them.
The koala bear got the chlamydia from somewhere.
I'm just saying.
It didn't just
maybe a
human.
human got chlamydia from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, let's not point the finger here.
I'm sorry.
But
I gotta blame that. It's not the
But
Not
that's
the koala bear, if you ask me.
but that's to
Some
say
dirty human.
But that's to say it's a human disease only, and chlamydia it takes no prisoners.
You
It's
see
free.
Crocodile Dundee, right?
I have.
Have you seen Donk? I don't need a gun. I got a donk. What's a donk? Oh, donk.
Oh,
The
yeah.
big, he's like missing teeth and shit.
Yeah.
Donk.
So there's this company, and of course it's from South America somewhere. I want to say Chile, maybe Brazil, but they're working on a vaccination antibiotic or something to treat chlamydia specifically from animals to humans. But they said it will not work for humans to animals. So if the donkey was to give this guy chlamydia, but this guy gave the donkey herpes, there's no way to treat the donkey's herpes.
Poor donkey.
I know, right? It's like you gotta fucking listen. You gotta be equal on
And
both sides.
Eddie Murphy said that shit's like luggage. Keep that for life.
Yeah.
Poor donkey.
I'm just saying, if you guys didn't know, in Colombia, they're fucking donkeys regularly. And the women, they're okay with it.
Yeah.
And they say, well, as long as they give it up, whenever they get married or, whenever they first finally have sex with the girl, then it's done with the donkeys. But a lot of them just keep going back.
Oh, Kim says poor ass. No, I think they're still doing them in the vagina. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, maybe
still...
they are doing them in the ass.
I mean, technically.
That's just vulgar. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
So,
honey, I gotta go out to the barn. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Dude, they have it on video.
What?
The people who did the documentary, the guy's like, oh, it's not hard. Sometimes when you're a little short, it's hard. He's like, but you just get this, and he throws a box out, and he's like, and you stand up, and he just like mounts this donkey, and the guys in the camera crew's like, I'm looking this way, but the camera's facing the, you know what I mean?
Do they at least put a wig or something on the donkey?
I don't know.
Maybe if you're staring at a blonde wig or a brunette, a redhead from the back, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's like you're fucking a WNBA
and then
player.
You're like, you shave the ass of the ass. Shave the ass of the ass. Give a Brazilian to the jackass.
Ugh.
Maybe no.
But you know what
Still
though?
wouldn't work.
I've never. Everyone always told me never walk behind a donkey or never walk behind a horse because they can kick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? It was on YouTube. It was on Vice. Wouldn't you be like terrified?
He's your son, Kim.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wouldn't you be terrified to be behind an animal like that, just waiting to fucking kick you right in the
Dude,
dick?
I wouldn't even shoe a horse.
Yeah, no way.
And I mean, that's not violent.
Yeah,
I
no. Horses are massive, dude.
I mean, one little flick of the back leg, and it's like, there. The rest of your life, you're like, there.
And you see like, dude, you see like these like 15-year-old girls who weigh 120 pounds, and they're like grabbing these horses, like, oh, come on, we're doing this, and it's like,
well, they grow up with them.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, there's Buddhist monks, man, in Tibet, like petting tigers and shit, and kissing them on the face.
Nah, not me.
Yeah.
I'm okay with dogs and cats. I mean, I love all animals, but I'm not gonna. No way. Fuck, man. Oh, so the only reason I brought up that whole situation was because...
Did we digress again?
Well, we do, but everything wraps back up because now it's about to get a little political.
Comes full around.
Because in Alabama, there's a group right now...
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
...who are trying to keep their rights...
Okay, see, here we go.
...for being able to marry animals.
See? I knew it! What have I always said?
Alabama
it's always,
or Arkansas.
Like my grandmother always said, give an inch, they'll take a mile. 1 minute, they want to do one thing. Next minute, you guys running around fucking a chicken.
But now here's the thing.
And it's perfectly okay.
But now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
We must be sensitive to the chicken lovers.
Wait. What side of the aisle is arguing for these rights? Think about it.
Hillbilly Republican? I mean, you are in the Bible Belt.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, wait. You have these right-wing conservatives.
It's kind of a separate faction, though, man. That's you know what I mean? Like that would be like the same faction as like.
Well, there's Democrats and liberals, but then there's like Antifa, which they're not like not all Democrats and liberals are like Antifa, but most all Antifa people are Democrat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I get that, but God damn it. This law that's over 100 years old It's just never been changed. And the state's like, oh, you know what? We don't even have to worry about, like, why do we have to make it
nobody's
official?
gonna do that.
Yeah, nobody's going to do this. Why do we have to? No. Now there has to be an actual preliminary hearing, and there has to be...
This is one Judge Judy I would definitely fucking tune into.
So let me get this straight. So let me get this straight.
Now I love Blue, and Blue loves me. And that all that matter.
But that's the argument. That is their only argument. Or they're saying, look, I bought this cow fair and square, and it is for me to do what I please.
Yeah.
And for me to get the best benefits at my work, I need to be married.
I can milk.
That's the only thing I can think.
I can milk the cow, and goddamn it, the cow can milk me, and that's our business.
But look, hey, don't ever do anything like that to an animal because that's gross. But even if you wanted to, why would you go to like the most public place in the city, the front of the courthouse, and protest that you want to be able to marry your animal? Like, this whole thing has to just be like one massive fucking prank. Like, oh, it'd be funny to get on news. Argue that we want to marry. Like, that's the only legitimate reason I can think of. That nobody would seriously be out there be like, listen, goddammit, this is America. This is the Constitution we're talking about. Yeah. I have freedoms in this state. The reason I live in this state instead of goddamn California or New York is because I want to marry an animal.
Hang on. I got to do a YouTube. I got to do a YouPorn search. Okay, YouPorn.
Wish I met. Well, come on. It's not like you're not going to ever meet Chuck. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? It's not like we're on the Titanic going down, but I mean, depending on how this episode goes.
I could die at any minute.
Last week, we weren't live because of situations and ended up being a little more uncensored.
Oh, we were terrible last week.
Yeah, that was a rough one,
man.
Did
you ever post that, by the way?
I tried.
It wouldn't post? So we had no live show last.
No, we had our YouTube video posted.
YouTube.
Yeah. No, I tried posting the audio and I uploaded it and I made an episode and it said actually it posted and then like 10 minutes later it was like Anchor's run into an issue. Please try again later.
Oh, you rat bastards.
And the first thing I thought was like, man, I've never had an issue uploading an episode to Anchor once it was uploaded. Like, I've had issues uploading, but once it was there, there's no issue.
Right.
Last week's first episode was a first. So maybe there is something in there that, you know what I mean, actually might have crossed the line. I don't know.
Whatever. Whatever.
I knew animal husbandry meant something way different than people think. I mean,
come on now.
What would the other way be? Animal wifingry?
I don't know.
What would the reverse of that be, Beth?
Husbandry.
Yeah, what's husbandry? What's the wifingry?
Animal matriarchy.
Matriarchy? Probably.
I don't know. I don't know. No, because matriarchy, patriarchy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, do you think this might also be something to do with benefits? That there are companies out there that you receive better benefits if you're married. You know what I mean? Or you get more benefits if you're married. It's like, hey, you and your spouse are covered. You know what I mean? Or, I'm just saying...
What are we talking about, an Adam Sandler movie here now?
Like, the benefits...
What the fuck, man? Come on.
The benefits of marrying an animal. Mm-hmm. There's... Oh. No female equivalent.
That's right.
Oh, here we go.
That's right, because it's a man's world, Beth. That's why. That's why.
Wait, why is it all the bad words start with...
You're right. Women don't fuck sheep for kicks, but they will do a donkey in Tijuana.
They will
for cash.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves right now, okay? Because if
they won't do it for kicks, but they'll do it for cash.
If you go on some of those porn sites, 90% of them, it's not a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, nobody should be out there fucking animals. Oh yeah. Why is it all the
We're going to jail again?
Why is it all the bad things always start with man, like manipulate? It's like, what about herpes? You know?
Yeah. What about herpes?
I'm just saying it goes both ways.
Yeah.
It goes. But seriously, like you work at the VA,
right?
And if they told you,
I don't know for how much longer though.
Right. But if they told you, okay, well you make $40,000 a year, but if you were married, you would make $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
And let's say I
wouldn't do it.
Let's just say you couldn't meet
I'd spend $25,000 a year being married.
But what if...
I'd have to accept an allowance.
But what if...
What?
you can marry an animal.
Oh.
So this is what I'm saying. So for 10 grand a year more,
Yeah.
you can legally be married to an animal.
But if I whip her to get her out into the pasture, is that...
Domestic violence.
Spousal abuse?
Yeah.
We gotta think about these things now.
I just don't... I'm just trying to...
Does moo translate to no? Not tonight? I have a headache.
Moo means no. That's a good shirt.
Moo means no.
It'll be an
Oh my
inside
God,
joke.
Let's get those made up.
You guys will know what it means.
Truly random podcast on the
On
front.
the back.
And on the back,
means no.
a cow with eyeballs like this. Going moo means no.
And we can put like a little like Hillary Clinton wig on her or something like that. Oh.
But it's gotta have like 3 different color hair though.
Oh
Moo
yeah.
means no.
It'll stand out more. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just so gonna get shot in the back wearing that shirt.
Put like a nose ring and an eyebrow ring on it and stuff.
I'm in.
Oh.
Oh God, who do we have to call?
So I just want to get that out of the way. There's other stuff going on in the world right now that isn't just a complete shit show. That is a complete shit show. It has nothing to do with what's going on. I will vote for
Paternity leave.
Thank you guys. That was our episode. You know? Oh my God.
Beth with the win.
Yeah. I'm gonna give.
I want those shirts now. Damn it. We need to make that happen.
We'll go on Vistaprint, see what they, you know what I mean, see how much they charge us for a couple.
Yeah.
If you guys want one, you know, I mean,
Well, we're supposed to be getting business cards too.
Okay.
Supposedly. I hope our other producer's handling that.
I mean,
Beth?
It's not hard to get cards made. It's hard deciding what you want as a card because that's what you're handing
Listen, if
people.
it's one thing I've learned, it's to just give the steering wheel of anything decorative or interesting away. Because I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
My place. How much cooler does my place look these days? Than
but
the old days.
It's
It
different
was like,
for.
what's that in the corner over there? I don't know. Could be a dead body. Could just be a bunch of blankets.
Yeah, but it's different for a guy though,
don't
dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Look, we already sold a shirt. They're not even made yet.
no, she just wants one. She's not gonna buy it.
What?
She bought the last one I made, but you know, she's my mom. I at least gotta charge her like half price or something.
Christmas is coming. Christmas
Yeah.
is coming.
Oh fuck! What was I about to say?
Yeah, you totally lost it. You start thinking about animal love, and it's just
No,
can't talk to you. You can't talk to
because things like that they fucking astound me.
Yeah.
I'll buy one. Fuck. Oh yeah, but what I was saying is like you know, there's other things that happen in the world that don't have to do with the main thing. Like, you know, right now, this whole shipping container bullshit issue, and there's about to be a shortage of everything in America and blah, blah. Yeah. There's other things that are happening that are fucked up that aren't related to that, but it seems like what covers the airwaves of the media is intended to scare people.
You know what? You said something before about $8 million.
Yeah.
How many mini factories could we dust off and get going again for that? I'm talking about like shitty buildings down in Scranton. You could probably get them for like the old
the building
textile fucking buildings.
The
you could
building
probably get them for cheap.
The building isn't worth it. It's the property. That's what they're charging you.
Yeah, but the equipment would be the expensive part.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But this is the problem in America. All you got to do is look at what's going on with the supply chain now. Look how fucking fragile we are, because the powers that be think that it's more important to make deals with the enemy than it is to charge them tariffs for taking jobs out of America, which is like one of the biggest crimes perpetrated on Americans over the past year.
Well, it's been longer than that.
And now look where we're at. Look where we're at. We can, every fucking thing we need, we can make right here in the United States. The United States has every fucking thing you need to be independent. As a matter of fact, before World War I, we were completely and totally independent and isolationists. Before World War II, we were completely independent and we were isolationists.
But here's the thing.
And we sold to all sides in both those wars. They all ended up owing us money, and we were filthy fucking rich.
Oh, dude,
the reason why
the reason America became a superpower is because
40s
of
and
the
50s went so fucking great is because we had crazy surplus. And this is back when we used to put actual metals in our money.
Right.
So it wasn't just a dollar; it was a silver.
Right. It was actually worth
dollar.
what it represented.
What I'm saying? Like
right.
it had a strip of silver in it.
Right. Right.
And now what do we got?
But here's the
we
thing.
got monetary notes.
But here's the thing. This is why people, it's like, look, everything can be made in America, but do you want to pay for it? And people say,
do you want to be independent?
They don't care. They're like, what does it matter if we're independent if I could save money?
Yeah, okay.
They don't understand
they're going to say that all the way up until the point that there's a Chinese fucking army in their fucking backyard.
And their
telling them
freedoms.
to get into the fucking cage.
And their freedoms are starting to slowly be taken away. Yeah, and then it's a little too late. And this is the thing. You were saying, oh, well, you can buy a factory in Scranton.
Yeah.
It's hard right now to find employees to work at businesses that are already open.
Yeah.
Let alone opening another one. It's like, yes, we are creating
that's
jobs.
Because
Who the fuck wants to work?
That's because the welfare fucking state was just waiting for its. I know I keep talking about we're waiting for our Concord and Lexington moment.
Right.
Lexington and Concord. When that first fucking bullet flies off, people are going to just lose their shit. They got, the welfare state got theirs in the form of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So they had an excuse to stay home and get extra cash. Now nobody wants to go back to work.
Yep.
Because there's all these programs that they could just tap into and everything be all right. And they ain't got to work. They ain't got to do this. They ain't got to do that. And until the administration starts bringing the hammer down and saying, look, we're cutting it all off. But why haven't they done that yet?
So.
Because they want you at home. They want you numb. What have I always said? The only reason why they're legalized pot and all that shit
it's pacifying.
is because they want you numb, at home, not giving a shit about what the guy behind the curtain's doing.
Here's the thing. America pretty much admitted that they knew that their situation was fucked up. So, before the pandemic, when you would get unemployment, say you worked construction and you got laid off in the winter or whatever, right. And say you were making $500 a week. Yeah. Unemployment would be like, oh, well, that's if you're working 40 hours a week doing this and that. We're going to give you $300 a week.
Yeah.
Right?
They give you a fraction of it.
Right.
Percentage.
Right. Well, the pandemic hits.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we're going to give you guys an extra $600 a week on top of that because you guys need to live.
Even if you only made $200 a week.
Right, even if you made $200 a week, $300 a week, you're getting that extra $600.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, so you knew $300 a week was not enough to live off of, and you still, that's what you gave me.
Yeah.
Now, these people who've only ever made $300 to $500 a week are now getting checks for $800, $900, $1,000, and if they have kids, they're getting another, so they're getting up to $1,200 a week.
Yeah.
And they've never seen that kind of money. Now, some people did go out and spend, but a lot of people saved.
Yeah.
So, this person who would have taken 5 years to save $150,000 saved $120,000 in a year.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna go back to work anytime soon?
No.
No, they have all the time in the world to go back because it just saved all this money.
Yeah.
They hoarded it.
Yeah.
So businesses are closing because they don't have the help.
Yeah,
dude.
Well,
John,
nobody wants to work.
First time in 34 years, we're closed on Tuesdays.
I know. I've been there since it started.
First time.
And they were never closed.
1987, they opened.
Yep.
First time they ever had to close one day a week because we don't have the help.
Unreal.
A restaurant. Has anyone else ever heard of a restaurant not being able to find a fucking dishwasher?
No offense, but how is it that you possibly in an Italian restaurant run out of Ecuadorians and Panamanians?
Oh, we just got 2 more. No, I swear to God, they just came out.
No, I know that's how it works.
You remember Javier?
Well, they used to tease Nick. They'd be like, "You're the only guy who goes to New York, gets a whole bunch of Danish and a couple of workers."
Yeah. No, I mean, do you remember Javier?
Yeah.
He lived at Pete's when I came up in 2010, and he's back.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he brought a friend with him. And I was like, man, how was the trip? He was like, dude, the easiest part was crossing the border. The hardest part was finding a driver to get from Arizona to Pennsylvania. So getting into America was not the hard part, but finding someone to drive in America legally, that was the hard part.
Look at this. So Beth owns a furniture store.
Good night, Mom. Okay.
Oh, good night, Kim. Beth owns a furniture store, right? And she's saying that she had a guy that worked an average of 4 hours a week, and he was getting $600 a week from the unemployment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's why would anybody go back? Now, yes, they did cut off the extra benefits.
Yeah.
In September, that extra $600 ran out. I think there's still like 200 extra or three. It's not six, but they're still giving a little bit more.
Yeah.
And these people are like, okay, so this would be like my average paycheck if I worked. Yeah. Why should I go back to work?
I keep trying to get fired.
But see, your situation's different though, man. Like if you were to get laid off, it'd be the best thing because you can claim everything.
Oh yeah.
And they're not going to do that for you. But even if you got fired, and my mom explained this to me before because we had a waitress who claimed unemployment. We fired her for not showing up to work. Like she would tell another waitress, "Oh, I'm not coming in today." So, and she did 3, 4, 5 times. My dad's like, "Fuck her, she's fired." So she went to claim unemployment, and we had to go to court, and we lost.
Yeah.
Because she told another waitress, as long as you tell someone you're not coming in, you couldn't be fired. Like, what? Wait, you didn't tell any of the managers? You didn't tell the owners? You literally just said... Oh, dude. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what the little alert thing up top is doing, but it's at like 13.
Oh, it's just the notifications. Every time someone likes or shares, we have 5 shares. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I got a lot of text right now on from the investment thing I said earlier. Yeah. People are like, "Hey, thanks for the advice," or "Hey, did you get in more?" I'm like, "I'm in. Don't worry." So we're covered. Don't worry.
Yeah. Like I said, as long as you give me enough money for the farm.
Dude, like I said, if
I'll be your friend for life.
You know what?
We'll build a studio too.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be the main thing. Even if this thing didn't hit 70 cents like Doge, let's just say it even hit a quarter. You know what I mean? Times 0.25, 2.8 million. If it hits a quarter, so we're fine. Like, yeah, we're fucking good.
Nice.
So yeah, bringing up the unemployment. One of the other things that we talked about was before we got on the air was drivers.
Yeah.
Cisco, the biggest food company in America,
yeah,
has not been to John's in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Here's what's weird. Nick, I hate Cisco. Nick, for some reason...
I've never liked Cisco.
Dude, they're overpriced. Yes, they carry everything. Congratulations. But they're expensive.
And they deliver you shit sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes
Absolute
they don't give... Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, especially
and
like
it takes
produce
forever
and
and
stuff.
a day to freaking replace shit, and...
It's too streamlined. Like, there's not enough human contact. It's like, oh, there's a process for this, process for that. So, Cisco's having trouble finding drivers. So, they went from doing 2 deliveries a week to 1 delivery a week. Okay, well, that's fine. But then they didn't show up, and we're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, we're ordering food, we're not getting it. And the salesman said, oh, there's such a shortage of drivers right now, we're actually prioritizing accounts. So hospitals and schools and prisons, they order multiple times a week, and they order
what happens
$10,000.
This is what happens when you depend on an outside entity that's too big to fail.
Yep.
To not fail you. This is what happens.
The number 2 company in America is U.S. Foods.
Yeah.
When U.S. and Cisco tried to merge 5-6 years ago, our actual government stepped in and said, not happening, because you guys will monopolize the entire... No.
Yeah.
So the government actually stopped it.
Yeah.
But still, the number 1 company in America has now dropped more than like 50,000 accounts that are giving them $4,000, $5,000 a week. Because they're like, yeah, but we have accounts that give us $25,000. Hotels, prisons, schools, hospitals, they're giving us $25,000, $30,000 a week.
So they're going to cater to those guys.
So why are we going to drive all the way up in the mountains to give... And you know what Nick said?
What?
Fine. I got that van. I'll go to Restaurant Depot. I don't even need a driver. I'll save $1,000 a week every time I go there and get food. Because their food's cheaper because they don't have delivery drivers and stuff, you know? Yeah. Or I'll deal with local companies like Kiko, Ferraro Food, you know...
Tricolo.
Yeah. Yep.
Tricolo's a good one.
Yep. They're very good.
Tricolo never let me down. I liked Tricolo.
My thing is sometimes with the small companies, they might not be able to get to you at a specific time because you know they're smaller
and there's more substitutions too.
Right.
Because sometimes we're out of some shit.
Right. So it's like you kind of have to work with what you got. But still, I'd rather deal with these local smaller companies and know I'm gonna get what
Well, you know what? It's better for your geographical area too.
It is.
Man. You're building up your area.
It is. Yep.
As opposed to building up some corporate office 1,000, 2,000 miles away.
And I'll tell you, you know what? That's kind of a pretty liberal mind frame. When people are like, "Oh, shop small, don't use the bit," like a lot of liberal. But you know what? That's not. I don't think that's a political thing.
Well,
I think
all right.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
not all right.
I'm not trying to tell you guys like every thought that we have is like on the right or conservative. You know, yeah, buy into your that, but this is like the whole libertarian thing.
Yeah.
Small government.
Yes.
Small local businesses. You know what I mean? Taking care of each other.
See, this is what I hate. People always confuse us libertarians
with conservative.
With either conservatism because we're constitutionalists and we like very little government,
right?
Or liberals because we think shit like that,
right?
Build up your local area, stay local, keep it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And neither one is true. We're just smarter. We're just smarter than everybody else politically. You have to be.
I would say smarter
mature to be a libertarian. You have to be.
I would say patient as well.
That too. You have to.
We have the patience to be able to deal with it. You know.
You have to break things down. You have to actually analyze it.
Yeah.
You don't just go with what somebody tells you.
You have to look at both sides of the aisle.
Or what the news tells you, or what your family tells you, or what your friends tell you. You tell them go fuck themselves, and you do your own thinking. Yeah.
Why do I get these fucking what's it called? These. What? Have you ever known, like, do you get telemarketer calls on your phone, 800 numbers and shit?
I blocked all of them. My block list has to be at about 1,000 by now.
Okay, and anyone who's watching, if you guys have any information, let me know. I have it on my phone that if it's potential spam, it goes right to voicemail. Because it'll recognize potential spam. But lately, I've been getting these phone numbers that say, like, Palmerton, PA, or Hershey, PA.
Yeah.
And then I answer, and it's a telemarketer.
Yeah.
So now my phone can't pick up, oh, it's an 800 number, it's a, whatever.
I call them back. And I have, like, stupid conversations with them.
I don't have the time for that shit, man.
Well, sometimes you get bored and you just want
to... I mean...
So you save the number and you call it back later when you have time.
But, like, when you make a block list, you save those numbers and just hit block. Like, one day, like an hour a week, you just sit there and...
I block each and every one of them. After I call them and have fun with them first. You guy you try fuck my sister? What? Yeah, you try fuck my sister.
I know who you are. You know what?
I know you. I come find you. I have your address now. I come fuck you.
Well,
I fuck you.
There's a YouTuber. His name's Jim Browning, and he's a computer hacker. And when these scammers call people and stuff like that, he actually gets their IP address and he hacks into their system. He finds their files. He deletes them all. He accesses their webcam.
See, I used to have a program on my computer that did that. It was called Black Ice. Anytime anybody attacked you, it accepted the virus wholeheartedly, and then
tweaked it kept it in a little area so it wouldn't get to the rest of the...
It tweaked it. It like disguised it as something else and kicked it back at them automatically. Like bam, bam.
Yeah. I do know the software. I do know the kickback software.
I don't know if
viruses.
they still make it.
But the thing is, because I think if they do, they charge for it now. Because originally they didn't. I do remember that. Yeah, but dude, like scammers, that is one thing. Maybe I'll try getting as a guest. Is like I'll talk to someone that I clearly know is a scammer.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, be like, hey, I know what you're trying to do, but listen, if I offered you $150 on like a Cash App or Venmo, whatever. How would you like to do like a 15-20 minute interview? You don't have to say your real name, and I just want to I want to know because a lot other YouTubers have done this, and you know what a lot of them say? Oh, well, it's the only work available. It's all in India. It's Calcutta. It's all in India.
Oh, yeah.
And they say it's the only work available. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? Like when you scam someone of $500 or $5,000, do you make more? And they all say, no, we get paid hourly.
Yeah.
So the boss of the company, whoever owns the call center and stuff, they're making all of that money.
Yeah. And they're fucking their employees.
Yeah, and they're just paying them minimum wage or whatever their payment is.
Welcome to America.
Exactly. India. America 2.0. I mean, the British were there long enough,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Gotta spread that influence, man. Like peanut butter across the land.
What would you say is the American equivalent to a India call center where it's like the work that they're doing,
Yeah.
it's illegal. Oh, if you call the police and you tell in India and tell them there's a call center doing this, they will go bust them and they tear it down, but they build another one in a week.
Oh yeah.
But like, what is the American equivalent to a business that is like, it's super shady,
Yeah.
but it operates everywhere in America,
Yeah.
and people take advantage of other people's work? You know what I mean? Like, what do we have that's like that? Anything?
Pretty much everything.
No.
Banking.
Legal. Because if you call the cops there, they will bust it up. It's illegal. So what is something in America that's illegal, but it happens everywhere?
Oh.
And they're paying.
Truck stop prostitution.
There's one. I mean, pimps. Yeah, any kind of pimping.
Get my money.
Yeah. Yeah, you get paid by the hour, and you make me what? Yeah, I mean, that's strippers. They do that. But that's, But see, stripping's legal. It's a touchy subject, man.
It is.
Fucking America's so weird, dude. We can try to be our best individually, but it seems like when there's like the horde mentality, like when we get a big group, things tend to fall apart.
Well, you know, it depends. Like, there's a lot of funky shit that goes on that, if herd mentality kicked in the positive, would be a good thing.
Oh my god, yeah.
But it never
seems to do
really
that,
happens.
though. Yeah.
Like a while back, there was a whole story of that woman that got thrown off the bridge in New York by a guy, and people were standing around watching it. And afterwards, they all said, well, you know, if this guy would have jumped, or if anybody would have jumped, I would have jumped too, and then it wouldn't have happened. But needless to say, none of that shit happened, so the girl ended up getting thrown off the bridge, and she died. Now, just not too far back, maybe a couple weeks ago, there was a girl who literally got raped on a train in front of all these freaking people.
In America?
In America. Nobody jumped in. Nobody did nothing. You know what I mean? And it seems to me that the country is getting so overly sensitive to everything that people are either of a specialty group or they're afraid to say anything ever because of the way that they're going to get freaking chastised, attacked, beat down, all this shit.
Well, you know what? Do you remember the movie?
Here's a great example of the hypocrisy of those type of people. Now, Chappelle just had a new special out.
Yep. Oh, I know. I know.
And I think he was very, very ethical and respectful in the way that he approached his subject matter.
Well, I think it was fair. I think it was fair.
Yeah, he kidded about it, but he was very respectful, and he told a personal story, one-on-one, of his connection with somebody who was a transgender.
Yep.
Everybody's up in arms, flipping out about it.
No, not everyone. A lot of people do respect it. Yeah. But the people who go online and they live in that online bubble and community, they're the ones freaking out. Yeah. And this is one thing I do have to tell everybody here, is that there is a world outside of social media. Yeah. And I think everybody, like 90% of Americans right now who live in like somewhat populated areas, believe, and even me to an extent, that this online social media, this is how you present yourself to others. It doesn't matter if you're a good person in real life. If you're a good person on social media and you stand up for the little guy and you argue for the lesser knowns or the people, now people will perceive you as a better person. But in real life, you're a piece of shit. Yeah. And there's
whereas me and Rob keep the shit real.
Yeah, we're just the same. But that's why we might get harassed online, though.
Well, I don't care. Bring it.
I'm okay. I don't give a shit.
Gene Wilder said, "It is better to be talked about than not talked about." That's number one. But to the point of the hypocrisy of the whole thing is, you got people actually walking out of Netflix, right? Yeah. What, like 20, 30 people? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Big loss there. They'll just hire you.
Yeah, compared for Netflix, yeah.
Yeah. But then, do you remember that movie that came out? It was maybe a couple years ago, called The Hunt, and it was all about liberals going out and hunting. Oh yes, yeah. I remember. I watched. It showed up on Netflix. Oh yeah. So I thought I would try to watch it to see what the controversy is about. I was 35 seconds into it, and it was a text message between two people. Oh, I just can't wait to go hunt deplorables this weekend.
Yeah. They use the same. I know.
And I'm like, now hold up.
I know.
That's not that's not offensive to them at Netflix. But Dave Chappelle's special is. Now, how much of a hypocritical piece of fucking dog shit do you have to be?
The Hunt is a movie for entertainment value.
Oh, okay.
And the stand-up comedian, that's not a movie. That's real life.
Oh,
that's
get the fuck
a guy
outta here.
talking. That's
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just saying this is what
well,
they're.
no, this is what they'll spin. That's
this
what
is
they'll
their
say.
excuse. Yes, absolutely.
But this is what they always do. They will spin any fucking bit of hypocrisy to fit their fucking narrative.
Right.
All fucking day long.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like arguing with a fucking 8-year-old kid. And they got their fucking hands on their ears and they're like, nah, when it's your turn to talk.
Yep.
But when it's their turn to talk, you better fucking listen.
You want to know?
Because they'll blow your eardrums out.
The best way, and watch any Ben Shapiro debate.
Oh, I love Ben Shapiro.
Anytime Ben Shapiro is up against like one of these college liberal kids, and he starts throwing facts at them, and they just try to talk over him, and they try to, you know what I mean? Yeah. And in comedy, it's either all okay, and South Park said that 12, 13 years ago. South Park said the same thing when they were actually about to stop doing the show because they got flack for something, and they said, listen, either everything is on limits or nothing is off limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one or the other. Yeah. You cannot pick and choose. If you don't like something as a person, don't watch it.
That's it. You have a choice to turn it off.
And this goes around to this question that like I've asked for a couple years.
Maybe I like bowling, but maybe I don't like to play freaking polo.
Whatever.
So I don't play polo.
Right.
I go bowling. Do the same thing with your life.
I want to
ask munches.
I want to ask you this, and whoever's watching, I want you guys to chime in because I have a lot of trouble with this. Yeah. What is it to be offended? Because listen, when I hear about people saying they're offended and what offends them, I think to myself, wait, you get worked up over that? And I've come to the conclusion that either I don't know what the word offended means, or nothing offends me because I have thick skin or I have a mentality where you know what I mean? So like when somebody say someone watches a movie and there's a guy like a 6'8", black NBA player, and he comes out and he's wearing drag and he has like a fake dildo hanging out, and someone watches, oh, I'm offended, and it's like, well, wait, what is it that offends you? Like, explain to me, what is the definition of being offended?
I think you're a stronger person if you're not offended.
Okay,
with anything. But I like to quote Albert Einstein and say that all things are relative. So you got 7 billion people on the planet. There's going to be 7 billion different definitions of what's offensive.
Okay, so what?
So you can't fucking categorize it. You can group according to a specific group over here or a specific group over there.
But what is it though to actually like? Does it just offend it? Like that it makes you mad? Is that what it is? Because things make me mad all the time, but not to the extent of like I'm personally offended. I don't get it.
I'm pissed off right now.
But are you offended?
No.
Okay, so what is it to be offended? What I literally do not know. Do you know what I mean?
I like the point that Beth just made. We can joke about blacks, names, etc., but transgender right now is off the table. And that is complete and total bullshit.
But you know what, though? It's weird because, like, just a few years ago, 15, 20 years ago...
Because, I mean, Dave Chappelle did make fun of white folk.
Oh, all the time.
Too, in that show.
Yeah.
But you don't see white people flipping out over it.
No, white people don't get mad at black comedians. Like, super uptight Republicans, they get mad at black comedians who make fun of white people. Yeah. But, like, normal white people, they don't care. They think it's funny. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm curious because Mel Brooks is now going to finally do, after all these years, a sequel to History of the World. One of his greatest pieces of all time, if you ask me. And at the end of it, it always said, there's going to be a sequel, Jews in space, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
He busted on everybody. Nobody got a free pass from Mel Brooks.
Right.
Just watch Blazing Saddles.
Yep.
You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and there's still comedy out there like that today.
But here's what I want to know. I want to know if Mel Brooks, who's getting older, so maybe he's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm on my way out. Is he going to go out like a hero, or is he going to go out like some politically rearranged personality that now
See-
has to tread lightly like he's walking on thin ice.
He's got to be careful now
on certain subjects.
because his son Max Brooks
Yeah.
is in the industry. His son wrote the book.
Okay,
World
but that
War
doesn't
Z
make
and
but
all
that doesn't make him him.
No, it doesn't.
There are
It-
two individuals.
Right, it doesn't. But as a parent,
Yeah.
he might see it as, oh, I don't want him to be. Listen, Max Brooks isn't that as
So
popular
you think
as
Mel
Mel.
Brooks will sell out?
I think he'll tone down. I'm not gonna say he'll sell out completely.
I think.
But I don't think it's gonna be as good, like as anticipated as everyone's making it out to be. You know what I mean?
I think any adjustment whatsoever in
Tone.
Mel Brooks's genre,
Yeah.
his comfort zone, his personal artistic view for comedy reasons,
It would be a letdown.
any adjustment
Yeah.
is a fucking sellout. And I'm gonna mark it as such.
But
I'm
think
gonna
about-
mark it. I'm gonna mark it as big a sellout as putting 4 women in the leading roles of a Ghostbuster movie.
But think about it
and
like
thinking
this,
that
though.
you're gonna fucking do better than any Ghostbuster movie ever made.
But think about it like this: how many people, as they get older,
Yeah.
their sense of humor changes, their taste in music changes. Listen like this, dude. I'll get to that in a minute. When a band gets older
Yeah.
and their music changes, some fans are like, "Oh, their original stuff is much better." They're,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, dude, those guys, they got older. Their styles have changed. The
Yeah.
music that they play is changing.
Right.
Well, people as they get so if Mel Brooks does make a movie and it's not as over the top or offensive, are you gonna blame it on he's a sellout, or are you gonna say, well, you know, it's been 30 years, 40 years
I'm
since
sorry,
he's
but
made
I
this
think
movie?
no. I'm sorry, but I think film is different than music. Music, I could see it because for the most part, it's an extension of your pure emotion. Comedy, I don't think is an expression of your emotion. I think it's an expression of your personality.
But see, there's comedy and there's tragedy, and I think both of those
You can't
tie
have one
in.
without the other, though.
Right, but I think they both tie into emotion. You know what I mean? Like
I think the tragedy and that can equal an illicit emotion,
well, it's,
but it's
as
not.
music does.
But it's not pure emotion. Music, I would say, is more like pure emotion. Like when somebody sits down and writes something. Well,
but the movie's
80% of the artists aren't writing their own shit anyway.
No,
nowadays. They got other people
ghostwriters.
writing shit and just selling it.
and
to
that's
them.
why I think a lot of new music doesn't have the feel that
It all
old
sounds
music.
the fucking same. It's all about, okay, well, what's popular? All right, well, let's write more of that shit because at least we'll get a paycheck.
But like me writing a song, I know how it's supposed to come off. If
Yeah.
I write a song and I give it to someone and they record it, maybe it's not how I envisioned. So now the emotion isn't there. That's why singer, songwriters, people who write their own shit, their music always has more of an impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's how it was meant to be.
Well, as far as movies go, if you're looking for any true originality, I hate to say this, but you got to look towards indie films. For
Yeah,
one,
it's
that's
true.
where you're gonna.
No,
if
it's
you're
true.
looking for artistic
oh yeah,
intent, it used to be the French, but now they're kind of blending the artistic intent with really good storylines,
right.
and they're definitely taking a full bite of the special effects. Like I just watched the new Dune. And I gotta tell you,
Well, are you a fan of the original Dune?
I was.
Okay,
And
alright.
I've seen it like 30 freaking times.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, the cinematography in this freaking movie, the lines, the delivery of the lines.
Yeah.
But like each frame of the movie is like a piece of art that you could actually hang on the fucking wall. And I first noticed this with French films when I was watching the movie The City of Lost Children. Have you ever seen this movie?
I've not seen it, but I know of it. I've seen stills from it and stuff.
Artistically
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Every fucking frame, just gorgeous.
But I want to tell you though, this is the difference between when Disney picks up Star Wars.
Yeah.
They see money signs.
Yeah.
Nobody who recreates Dune. Yes, Dune does have a cult following, the original.
Yeah.
But no one really knows. So you got a whole new audience who's never even heard of Dune.
Yeah.
They're making a movie to make a movie.
Yeah.
Disney's making a movie to make money.
Right.
And that's what you can see.
Right,
the
because
difference.
Dune was a cult classic to begin with.
Yes.
You either hated Dune
But
or
it
you
was
loved it.
But it was never as big as like Star Wars or Indiana Jones. You
No.
know, it was like
Star Trek-
it was
no,
like an
it's-
underground type of.
Yeah, it was an underground.
Yeah.
And I remember renting this movie when it was still on VHS, and it came with 2 cassettes.
Yep.
And there was a booklet in there.
Yep.
With all the different definitions. It defined all the different houses, what spice was.
Yep.
Time travel, not time travel, but why the spice was important to interstellar travel.
It was
and
kinda
yada yada.
like-
it broke everything down.
THX 1138.
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where I think that was George Lucas's first movie.
Yeah. Which was really strange. You ever watch that?
It is, yeah. But it has that underground cult following.
Yeah.
You know, and there's problems with it, but people hold on to it to this day.
Yeah.
Because that had emotion to it.
Well, can we get a remake of Logan's Run?
Well, I don't know, man. Remakes lately, you know. All right, so
Let's just redo it.
Beth said, there we go. Is there anything above this? Okay. I think I am offended when there is no truth in a characterization of a person or group.
Yeah.
Some trans people, Grundy humor. She said talk to tech sucks, but some trans people found humor in Dave's take on it because it was done there was done truth in it.
Right. Well, but then again, and she makes a very valid point. But then again, we're coming back to what I said before when we talk about offended and, you know, how everything is relative. So a certain group of people get offended, and the media sees that will sell. What do I always say? It sells tickets.
Right.
It puts asses in seats.
Right.
And so they run with it. So that's the biggest freaking story. Is the select tiny little group that was fucking offended compared to the whole rest of the world that thinks Dave Chappelle is fucking brilliant.
But here's my thing, Beth. You said I'm offended when there's no truth in characterization of a person or group. Mm-hmm. If it's a person that you have no affiliation with, or you have a group that you have no affiliation with, what are you personally offended by?
It shouldn't have anything to do with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When people get offended by things that...
Well, that's the difference between people that are morally correct and people that aren't morally correct. Is if you're a morally correct person and you're a morally secure person, you know how you live, you know what you like, and you're fine with it. And you don't have to look for outside acceptance or anything to reinforce what you feel inside. Mentally, you know that you're fine with what you are, who you are, and what you believe. Right. And you don't need anybody to reinforce that for you. But the people that are always offended are the types that don't have that security and need that outside reinforcement.
Here's like she said, I guess because I feel like it's unfair to them. And here's the thing, like, what happened to the Jews in the Holocaust? It's very sad and it's very unfair, and I don't think it's right. And it was a terrible tragedy.
But the media had the Germans fooled too, and most Germans didn't think that shit was even real.
But when I think offended, I don't think I'm not offended by what happened.
No.
And maybe I'm callous. I don't know. Like, maybe, you know, they say, like, people who have Asperger's, they have trouble with their emotions. Like, when a relative dies, they don't cry or something. You know what I mean? And it's not that I don't have feelings. I totally have feelings. Keep in mind, me being offended means nothing in the grand... You know, I get it. Like, it's your personal belief and stuff like that. But, like, to be offended...
you have a moral compass that you're confident in. Right. And that's what makes you different. So you're not easily offended by what you truly, truly believe in your heart and your mind. Now, if there's something that you just dabble in, and I believe this is all people, if you're into something that you're just dabbling in, you don't agree with it wholeheartedly, well, it's the same thing as those guys on the bridge. This is wrong. I should be helping this woman, or the guy in the subway in Philly. You know, this is wrong. They're raping this girl. I should help them out. But you lack the confidence, the leadership quality, the snap that makes you say, no, this is wrong. I'm fixing it right now. And that's the problem in America.
Yeah, but a lot of people have that thing where they think about it for too long. Like, they overanalyze something.
It all comes back to the same thing. It's all about self-confidence.
All right, so
if you don't truly believe in something, then you're never going to act on it.
So from the dictionary,
or if you are, you're gonna partially act on it and then wait for people to accept it or reinforce
whether it was the right thing or not.
This is the right thing to do.
Oxford says offended, resentful or annoyed, typically as a result of perceived insult. She sounded slightly offended as a reference. Yeah. Resentful or annoyed. Mm-hmm. Tons of things annoy me.
Yeah.
But resent.
See, you gotta see
resent for me.
Resent. There's got to be either love or hate there, and there's a fine line in between. But to resent something, you have to actually identify something physically and be like, yes, that completely appalls me.
But when I think of resent, I think of jealousy. Whenever I think of the word resent, somebody resents, 9 times out of 10, it's involved with somebody didn't get something their way, and now they're resentful.
Right. Who does that?
And that's what I'm saying. Like
8-year-old kids.
Right. So what is it to be offended? You get, you resent the fact that other people do something that you don't agree with. So really, being offended is like a terrible fucking trait. Yeah. If you're offended, not even easily offended, if you just get offended by things in general, it said, it's resent. Like what? I mean, look at, I can resent a loved one if they brought me up in the wrong way and I had a terrible life and this and that.
You could.
Yeah.
Or you could let that go and be strong.
But it wouldn't make a difference.
Right.
And that's what I've been thinking about for a year now. Yeah. Like literally every time I hear one of these protesters talk about being offended, I think like, dude, like what offends me? And I can't think of anything. Yeah. It's weird, man.
The only thing that offends me is when people feel that they are so special.
Perhaps it is, but as humans, we are quite self-important. That is true.
Yeah, it all boils down to the id, but it is the stronger, more, I don't want to say morally or ethically correct person, but the more, let's go another route. It is the more spiritually independent and sound person.
More down to earth.
That can put their self-importance to the side.
And look at it from a grand scheme of things, I guess.
Which we call empathy.
Right.
And a lot of people will throw the word empathy out there. Oh, I empathize with this. I empathize with that. I feel the empathy. Don't you feel any empathy? But I don't think they understand the true meaning of empathy.
Maybe the true meaning of empathy. Sympathy and empathy mixed up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, sympathy, you feel bad for somebody. Right. But you don't necessarily associate with that pain.
You don't empathize
or that loss,
right.
or that struggle or that worry. Empathy, you legitimately, 9 times out of 10 have some kind of life experience that makes you
connect
feel
you to that.
What they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so society today, especially the media, is completely and entirely misusing the word empathy.
Yeah, I think they need to be using sympathy, but I don't think it comes across as harsh as they want to make their point.
Well, because sympathy has little notes in the background of it that something is pathetic. And
right.
we don't want to make anything these days.
You don't want anyone to feel like a victim more than what they are. Yeah.
Correct. So we'll use.
But they're gonna use a word wrong, so they don't offend somebody from using.
They're gonna use the word wrong. Hey, they will totally rewrite the dictionary to change any of these definitions to mean what they want them to fucking mean.
But they're literally doing it because they don't want to offend somebody, which completely completes the fucking circle
the cycle.
Of what.
Exactly, and this is the fucking train wreck that we're in with the media today, and people are just buying it hook, line, and sinker. And falling for it and being like, "Oh my god!" Because
it makes them feel better. It makes them feel better about themselves about what's going on.
See, it used to be other people's misery makes us happy because we're like, okay, well at least I'm not that bad.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now it's like this is fucking horrible. This is where we've come, and we've got to change this. And I can't believe you don't believe like I believe about this belief. See, you know what I mean? It's like everybody wants to drag everybody with them.
But maybe also is like being brought up by my dad, who's very stern, very straightforward. Yeah. My dad didn't have a lot of emotions all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? So maybe it comes down, like you said, like you can feel bad for someone and be like, oh, well, at least I don't have it that bad.
Yeah.
But now it's like people can look at someone my age and they're at home and they don't have internet or they don't have cable. Like, oh man, hey, at least we have cable. That's not something that you're like holding up. It's like, oh, what do you mean, dude? That guy has his health. He has a job. Yeah. He has everything in the world. He just doesn't have internet or cable. And you're like, oh, well, it could be worse. I could be him. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not something. No, if the guy didn't have any arms or legs and he'd fucking roll around the house all day, you know what I mean?
And I know you're trying to make a point with very obvious, silly
but
examples.
No,
but on by and large, you're hitting exactly the nail on the head when we talk about all these specialty groups that are actually minority type parts of the population, yet everybody wants to take that up because it shows a sense of false empathy. Do you know what I'm saying?
And this is when I said even like
that they can turn around and market.
And this is when I said 2 weeks ago and last week, when did it be cool to be the victim?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When did it become like when I was younger, there was like, let's say between the ages of 14 and 18, there was these group of girls, they were getting out of the goth phase, or they were in that emo scene, and they'd cut themselves, and they'd walk around, and that was the thing then. But then a few years later, it became cute. Oh, well, I'm bipolar. Oh, well, you know, my schizophrenia. Like, now, having a actual debilitating fucking issue is now cute. It's Vogue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when
it was the same thing with the teen girls that were having babies together.
Yeah,
because they thought that was cool.
But I'm saying, when
it doesn't matter that you're fucking up another entire human being's life.
When did it become cool to be a victim of someone's like, oh, you know, I have a split personality disorder, or whatever they call it. And it's like, you know, oh, don't worry, you know, like, I'll be kind to you one time, and like, maybe I just won't talk to you for this is just my personality. And it's like, you're making jokes about that, but that's like a serious fucking thing. And then it turns out, no, you're just an asshole who doesn't return phone calls. You don't have split personality disorder, you don't have bipolar, you're just a stupid person. But you attach this because now you have some kind of disability, so it's the pity party. This is what you're the attention. It's not cool to be the victim. Cutting yourself or having these disorders, it's not Vogue, it's not cute, it's not in. Oh, we got somebody new. Hi, Jessica.
Yes.
Having a mental health issue is not fun. It sucks. I agree. Many people are assholes. I fucking agree too. And I don't know why I don't know why anyone would want to be in that kind of situation where people pity them.
It comes back to what we always say too about shock and awe. Okay? And about how there's people with like legitimate issues, and we will try to help the people with legitimate issues, and then people will see that they're getting attention, and then they'll be like, I'm not getting attention anymore. I want some of that attention too. And so then,
like the people who fake cancer online and they shave their head,
it's almost like it's
the wrong attention.
It's almost like the human species is now in a competition to see who could be the most fucked up, like you said. Like you said, and they're always willing to push to the next limit. And where are we at in the end? Where are we at? Just a pile of fucking worthless pieces of shit. Sit on the couch, do fucking nothing.
That's what I'm saying. What's the end game? What is the exit strategy to doing all this? Getting all these people, telling all these people, like, listen, dude.
Like Jester said, some people are just attention whores. Look, and I would say that that's a disease that is running rampant.
It is,
in America right
now. Dude, like, I'll be the first one to say it. Like, I have bouts of depression. I have bouts of anxiety. I don't take medicine for it because I don't have it all the time. I think it's things that people go through in life. And if you do take antidepressant medicine and you're like actually depressed and stuff, and it helps, you know what, dude? I'm not going to tell you not to do anything like that. You know what I mean?
Here's the difference between generations. I had a fucked up life.
Yeah.
You had a fucked up life.
Yeah. Everyone's been through some kind of shit.
Either one of us has an excuse to try to be a piece of shit and get disability and this, that, and be on medication and go see it.
Yeah.
But we never went that route. We always went the route that just keep your fucking head down, keep fucking driving forward. You'll get to the other side.
And you know what, though?
And you did.
But now, if you say this, like, this is the old school man mentality. If someone...
Well, they weren't the last two men on the planet.
If someone on the other side was watching this and they came in, they're going to be like... Yeah, you're the misogynist piece of shit. You know, you're the old guard.
Okay,
you're the guys who are afraid to talk about their emotions. Okay. You were the guys who were trying to get that Gillette commercial pulled off the air.
Okay,
you know, we're what's wrong with America.
Okay,
our mentality, our old school way that we were brought up. Yeah. We're what's wrong.
You know what I say to that then? I am a fucking proud misogynist. I am a proud fucking old fashioned fucking guy. I am.
I told a girl that I was like, man, it'd be weird if you made more than me because I feel like I should be the provider.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, dude, it's 2021. You can't think like that. Yeah. And I'm like, it's not a matter of if or when. It's a matter of how I just feel. It might take some getting used to. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but
Please, if you just tuned in, please share the link so that other people can join us and we get some more traffic going.
It doesn't make you get it. It doesn't make you weak getting help if you need it. You're still a man. I absolutely believe that. No, I do.
No, it's true.
But I don't deal with it all the time. All right, so like, listen, I was very depressed when my dad died. I did not go to a counselor and get put on antidepressants because I knew why I was depressed. You know what I mean?
And you work through it.
Yeah.
And you're stronger because of it.
And there are days that are worse than others, and anxiety is the same way.
Yeah.
But it's not like that every day. It's not something that is debilitating me. I still get up, I still go to work, I still do all that.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking for like anyone to that's the last thing is like I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. That's why I cannot identify with the people who, like, I hate to say it, but like Pasquale, Nick's son.
Well, I'm sorry, but there's no excuse for that.
He has Asperger's. Okay?
Yeah.
I want Asperger's was not considered on the spectrum until within the last 15 years or so.
Yeah.
It was its own thing. Then they put it on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Pasquale tries to get in the military.
Yeah.
And they test him and they find out he has Asperger's. Now, for 18 years of his life, his parents raised him to be a normal kid.
Yeah.
And he was a normal kid, got his driver's license, he was working, everything was fine. He gets denied going into the military because they find out he has Asperger's, which is on the spectrum of autism.
Yeah.
Now, at 30 years old, he sits home all day in his underwear playing video games, does nothing, doesn't work, doesn't do anything. And when you ask him about anything, like, hey, how you come in and work, do this, he's like, dude, I can't do that, I'm autistic. The richest man in the world right now, Elon Musk, has Asperger's. He has the same thing that you do, and he's the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
So but B, there are people out there who actually are on the spectrum with debilitating fucking issues.
Yeah.
And they still go out and they still do their best.
Yeah.
And when you say you can't do this because you're autistic, you saying that fucking lessens everything that they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, it drives me fucking nuts.
Well, because there seems to have been a shift in America where instead of paying attention to the kid with Asperger's that's achieving great stuff, we have to focus on the one who's not. And we have to have, picnics for them and stickers to put on the back of your car for them and all this stuff. Again, making somebody feel special. When maybe if you made them feel equal,
just normal,
they would end up being the next Elon Musk.
Right, and that's the thing. She said it isn't a disability to have that. They're generally, dude. Yes, they're very intelligent.
Yeah.
Many YouTubers right now, I'm subscribed to a few. Yeah. They have between 500,000 and 1 million subscribers. Their careers making videos and content on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You would never know by talking to them that they had Asperger's.
And see, and we can't break 1,000.
Well, but we'll get there. We will get there. I just get mad when people use an excuse.
Chess says, I want a sticker because I made it through life so far.
You know what? We actually,
with you.
We have some truly random stickers left. I will pull one out. We'll get you one.
Yeah.
But it just makes me upset when people use the excuse of having a disability.
Yeah.
When clearly, all right. So, for example, they'll ask him to go to the store sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's
still good down here.
We're recording, and he'll be like, I just don't want to. Sometimes we say I don't want to, whatever, But then he'll come in the shop and he'll want food, and I'll be like, you know what, dude? Like, you say you can't work because you have Asperger's and you can't deal with. The state of Pennsylvania has found you mentally competent enough to give you a driver's license.
Yeah.
And you don't think you can work, but you're okay enough to drive a 2-ton vehicle at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you know what he says? Oh, well, when my license expires, I'm not going to renew it. In spite. That's the only reason you're not going to do that, is in spite.
Yeah. Now, do you really believe he's going to do that, though?
No, I think his mom's going to make him do it because she's going to need him to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he just said that in spite, I just won't have my license. It's not a matter of because you don't want to.
Yeah.
The state already said you're fine to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't try pulling that shit.
But the best phrase I've ever heard was from my friend, one of my Army buddies, Ben Culley from out in Ohio, used to say all the time, he'd say results are excuses. Results are excuses. Everything in life basically boils down to results or excuses.
Yeah.
You either get the results you need, or you sit back and you keep making excuses
Of why you didn't
can't
get
those fucking results.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about, I don't give a shit what your mentality is. You can find something, anything out there to apply yourself to.
Yeah.
And just do that 110%. I don't give a shit what it is, man. Even if it's playing video games. Jesus, they have like Olympics for video games now. Dude, they have guys winning Ferrari Testarossas.
There's competitions
for playing fucking video games.
Yeah.
So,
well, not even that. Even if you don't want to,
that's your thing, fine.
But even if you don't want to compete, though, there are people who go online on Twitch and YouTube and they just stream live.
Yeah.
And they make money.
Yeah.
Sitting at home, you don't even have to leave your house.
Yes.
And you can play video games and get big enough, probably, you know what I mean, to like make money.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's the excuse, and this is one of the reasons I don't think either one of us could ever be motivational speakers. Because although our message is uplifting,
I know why I couldn't.
Our delivery might be a little harsh.
I'd be like, "Get the fuck up!"
Yeah,
I'd be like typical Army guy.
Yeah, drill sergeant.
I'd be smelling of bourbon and I'd be throwing knife hands. Get the fuck up, you fuck!
Chop in your face.
Get your ass out of the fucking chair. Yeah.
Do or do not. There is no try.
There is no try, only do. Right from Yoda's book.
But basically, to wrap things up, like I said, we wouldn't be great motivational speakers.
No.
But if you can sit,
we would, but
if you can sit through it, if you can sit through it without getting offended, you will pick up something from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We wouldn't be great counselors. We wouldn't be great motivational speakers.
Yeah.
There's no way that, you know what I mean, we're going to coddle you into wanting to do something.
No.
But I've never in my life have ever known anyone who was coddled to do better.
Yeah.
You're pushed to do better.
So if you would like training by Chuck and Rob on how to be real men, yet still be sensitive, because real men cry. Real men too cry.
Not too sensitive. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not too sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna watch The Notebook and sit here with a box of Kleenex.
Yeah, and bonbons and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. Come, get with us, man. We'll get you hooked up.
We'll try.
We'll get you straight. We'll definitely straighten you out.
Man, it just.
Y'all know what that means, right? Let's make sure we know what that means, because we're in distress.
If any of you guys who watch this have a kid that's like a teenager, and like you feel like they're not going anywhere in life, and you're under the mentality of
send them to a Buddhist monastery.
Oh,
forget that they exist.
You'll
come back to you in 10 years.
You're like, oh, you know what? They're a late bloomer. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need a little fucking guidance.
Kick in the ass.
Yeah, they need to be pushed a little. So. Don't expect it.
Kids will constantly check the limits, man.
Oh yeah, I used to love that shit.
If you teach them that they can get away with something, then they will continue to do it until it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
So it's tough, especially in the teen years.
Ugh.
But
I was a fucking nightmare, dude.
You got to break out the psychological bat.
Yeah.
You're like, you used to have a brother, but he didn't listen either.
Yeah. Well, you know what though, and the other thing is like,
he's gone now.
When I was younger, I would have never thought when my parents hit me to call the cops. Because the only thing that would happen is I would catch even more of an ass beating.
Yeah, now they teach the kids that in school.
And now they tell the kids, if you're ever hit by your parents in any way, shape, or form, don't be afraid to call the police and this and that. And you know what I mean? Like, dude, when I was younger, if I called the cops and my parents smacked me in the mouth for saying something, I called the cops. Yeah. The cops back then would have showed up and been like, oh, you didn't listen? Well, you're going to jail. I was like, wait, I called you guys for help. Yeah. And they would fucking put me in the back of the car and drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowadays, they treat it like an 8-year-old who didn't eat their dinner. They treat like a fucking rape victim. Like, oh my God, wait. They made you eat broccoli and you didn't want to?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you don't have to deal with these monsters ever again. Let's fucking... I swear to God, dude.
What do I
oh.
always say about social work, dude? I worked at Children and Youth. I was taking a master's program at Marywood. And what did they always say? Follow the money, follow the money. Every time they take one of those kids and put it in foster care, guess what? That's grant money.
Yeah.
For that organization, for that foster parent.
Yep.
For everybody involved. Except the parent.
Yeah, the one who needs the help and the training.
And when the kid turns 18, they're not going to pay your way through college. They're not going to be there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. The free ride, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
My mom offered to call the cops for me. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I'll call them for you. It's like, no, don't, please. I'm sorry. You know?
Yeah. I was kidding.
All right, guys. We got to wrap it up. But make sure you tune in next week.
Yes.
I got some other things we got to cover. But I have to see how things pan out this week. So hopefully I can actually get the audio from this one up too, because I don't think we were that off the handle tonight. No. Last week's episode is on YouTube, and if you watch it, you might be able to pick out where it's like, okay, maybe that's what got them fucking like not put up on Anchor. I'm gonna keep trying though. It's a great episode.
It isn't where we sacrificed the goat on live
I don't know.
TV, was it?
I don't know. I don't think
like,
it
was the goat.
No, because you can explain that as CGI.
Yeah, everybody kills goats, right?
But we did say some fucked up shit.
And we're going to continue to say some fucked up shit because I am Chuck Davis.
I'm Rob Cologne.
And this is the Truly Random Podcast.
Bye.
Nice.
Disconnected. Yeah. Stop.
Please tell me it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Are we still on